Welcome to day 4. So today we're going to roll our hips and sort of lower back. And I'm going to do this a little differently today. I'm going to teach it in real time with you so you can do it with me as if I were teaching you in a class. For the ball, start with your ball and something for under your head. So your yoga block or your pillow, and then come to lie on your back. Use your hands to help you down. Place your head on something so it can relax. And then you're going to lift your pelvis up just enough that you can sneak the ball under one bum cheek and then put it back down. And I'm just going to keep time as I would if I were doing this myself or doing it in class. So you might find that you just don't like the block under the head. I kind of like to use the block for a little bit of push. And this is just gentle. So I'm just starting to make gentle circles over my right bum cheek. And I want you in this minute or two that you're here to explore as much of the surface area as you can. So one of my teachers explains it like a map of, she uses the United States, but I use a map of Canada. So it's like you want to visit, if your bum cheek were Canada, you want to visit the entire thing with this ball, just at least a little bit. So you make sure you go all the way north, up to the Arctic and the Northwest Territories where I'm from. And then you go, we're on the right side, so you go west over to where we are right now and all up and down the coast there, and then you go south towards your sitting bone and making sure that you go all the way east towards the Maritimes and cover that area over there. And we're actually going to come back to that side hip. So that's already been a minute, and then we're just going to switch sides. So now we lift the pelvis, take the ball over to the other side, and just start with gently rolling. I like to just start in circles. You can go in lines, kind of back and forth, but you're just kind of seeing what's going on there. So today, we're only going to spend about 1 minute on each side. If you had more time to spend, of course you can. Today we're just going to spend a minute on each side, and this is something I would do at the beginning of a yoga class or before a workout where I was going to use my lower body. Or if I just wanted some release in this area, this is great for people who sit a lot. Our glutes get a little desensitized from just sitting in a chair. Or if you've had a baby recently or even not that recently, moms can do a lot of holding in this area, so those are great reasons to do this activity. So make sure you've kind of just covered your whole country there. And then we'll stop, and then we're going to come onto one side. So roll onto one side and place the ball under the outside of the same side hip, and then same thing, we're going to spend the same amount of time. So this whole little series will only take 6 minutes. And you could make it 10 or 12 minutes, but we're just going to do 6. So now we're doing kind of the same thing. We're just more on the side of the hips. You'll notice I'm on my elbow, and my feet are bent on the floor because I'm using the sole of my foot to push myself around. I know this can be tricky. It takes some practice. If you're feeling this a lot, you're probably not even moving. So I just do this every day, so I'm used to it. But if you come here and you're on the ball and you're like, whoa, I feel some stuff, then that's level 1. You just stay there. And if you stay for a couple breaths or a minute and then it feels totally better, then you either find a new spot or you can intensify it by moving. Like you'll notice I'm just rocking forward and back on the same spot there, just gently massaging it out, breathing in and out through my nose the entire time. And if I wanted to stay and add a bit more intensity, I would just start to rotate the bottom leg. So that's our level 3. And then if we're just doing this as a warm-up or a release, that's already a minute, and we'll go to the other side. So come to lie on your other side. Place the ball under your outer hip there. You're up on the elbow. Your knees are bent. And you're just going forward and back or side to side, or you're staying totally still and just enjoying the lovely sensation. We'll call it a little lovely sensation, right? So you'll notice I'm playing with my bottom leg too, so that I can move that hip over the ball. And then just kind of finding what I feel there. And of course, we're just doing a couple of things today. You could move more onto the front of the hip if you'd like. You just don't want to roll on any hard, firm areas like your hip bone. And you just want to be careful in places like your inner groin where there's a lot of sensitive tissue and blood vessels. So hopefully you're feeling something. You're either staying still, or you're moving back and forth, or you're moving the leg and you're breathing big. Whew. Good, and that's a minute on that side. The last area that I'd like to roll, so generally when people are experiencing low back discomfort, I will recommend rolling the glutes and the hips like we just did, and then maybe also not even necessarily the lower back, but more like the sides of the body. And I actually prefer to do that on the foam roller, which I'll show you in a different video, but if you don't have a roller, I'll show you how to do it with a ball. So if you're using a ball, you'll need something else to put the ball on top of. Maybe, depends on your body. You can come down and try it first. So come to lay on your back and just lift up one side and then place it back down. And then just as you did in your hips, start to move around a little bit and notice what you feel. So you might be able to rock your torso side to side. You may be able to lift your hips up and move your back until you find a space. Oh, there, I feel something there. And then you can stay with it there and breathe big into your belly. Or I'm pushing down into my feet and I'm kind of just rocking the pelvis a little bit. Either way, you're relaxing into it. If you ever feel something that you feel a pain somewhere else when you're rolling, that's called referred pain. And it's not bad, it's totally normal. You just want to either come off of it a little bit or lean into it for some time and breathe. So let's take one more big breath here. And then remove the ball, bring it over to the other side, and we'll do the same on the other side. So if you're finding that it's hard to get leverage on the floor, that's when you would put the ball on a block and then bring the floor up to you a little bit. So again, you're rolling the ball really anywhere that's not on the ribs and not on the spine. You can go all the way down towards the top of your pelvis or towards moving towards the spine and then massaging along those muscles that run up and down on either side of the spine. Breathing. Remembering your levels of intensity, and remembering never to stay on anything that causes an inappropriate sensation like electric shock sensation or causes numbness or tingling. And then relax your pelvis to the floor, remove the ball, roll onto one side, and push yourself all the way